I predicted DRX. I didn't know that they got Alex some help.
Hello semua,
Coming into
balik lagi
this one.
bersama gua Standar sini.
Might have changed my my expectations.
Lanjut watch party match yang kedua antara PaperX menghadapi DRX, guys. Di prediksinya siapa nih yang bakal
TP across map though, now Mind Freak here entrenched on
kalian.
the site. Swings out, finds the first, finds the second. As he continues, but Buzz will shut it down. 20 HP from him. Jing. Last one standing here for PaperX to try to close out the map right here, right now. Paint shell still in hand.
Ini dia, guys.
Lobs into the back. Buzz. Oh, never mind. Shorts it. He comes flying through, and Buzz cannot get away. Now flashback at risk, but still does manage to find that kill. DRX holding on by a thread.
Yeah, I mean, if not for flashback, like, obviously, multiple members making stuff happen there. We didn't get to see Mako with the 2 Guardian kills to start it off. Probably going to see that here. That's the 1 headshot, and then just waits, and he just holds the angle, and Flash doesn't matter. And then eventually flashback to clutch it here. Also had an ace earlier. And just trying to hype up the squad. I mean, it's rough. It's already been a rough map so far, so just gotta maybe look towards the future, or you could just get 8 rounds in a row. That's welcome as always. Let's see how it goes.
Very disconnected position here though from Forsaken. Phantom in hand, just jiggle peeking, spots out multiple players. Rotations can now begin here from PaperX. It's a slow take from DRX, so sight not theirs, plant now coming through, and this does just give more time for PRX to get into a position for potential flood retake. As the jiggle peek comes through, that's going to be Mind Freak taking down Buzz now on the hunt. Plays that anti-flash quite nicely. Rocket gets sent out. That's going to be Forsaken taken down, but Boxy9 also caught up. 3v3. With the op in play, this could prove to be a little bit difficult. Something could just go ahead and retrieve the weapon from Mind Freak, I suppose.
Spike planted.
Catching a glimpse, Buzz tagged up a bit. Fight's going to be coming through. Paint shell locked in the back as well as no chain. Getting full flash. Does get taken down by Bane, but now he's traded out. Something with that kill. Swaps with the Guardian. Flashback to the res. The Black finds one, and there's the finisher. The shorty of all guns to put him down. PaperX.
Yes.
Not
Let's
allowing
go,
for any kind of
PaperX.
comeback to get started here for DRX. They close things out very dominantly here on Split.
Yeah. That was
Halo Zikri Aulia.
stomp. I mean, yes, DRX did get
makanan yang pedas.
4 rounds. It wasn't a 13-0, but, you know, one of them was a flashback. There were a couple of extremely close rounds that DRX barely got. But PaperX, huge performance here, and we're going to throw it over to the analyst desk to break down that first map.
Oh boy, what a way to start. PaperX starts off this match, keeping their crown, at least between these 2 teams, in place. And they're looking that choke, that top spot from DRX. And they're well on their way.
Belum.
Ini
yeah, I mean, just
yang watch party VCT.
Things for the entire
Lagi watch
map.
party VCT.
Proving that so far in that map one, they were dominant both
Belum beli
individually
yang
and
Samyangnya,
as a team as well. Like the trading, the timing, etc. Much more clearer from PaperX compared to DRX.
Much tighter teamwork. I just wanted to acknowledge the nod. Tara dropped Singlish a little bit, choke the spot.
Singlish words, yeah, gotta choke it.
We need to choke the
You should be
table
Chopra, and he can be Chopra.
What is going on?
Yeah.
But yeah, absolutely right. I mean, PaperX playing a lot more tighter with the teamwork, and everyone's just like really flooding these sites. That's what I was talking about. This is that pressure fighter style that PaperX has, which is why it makes you wonder, like, what was DRX's game plan? What were they, really trying to do against PaperX? There were so many rounds where it almost felt like they were just trying to fight them head on, and it didn't quite work out. But there were also moments of brilliance where, you got players like Flashback really coming through with these insane mechanics.
Bang,
going
tolong
on for
artiin
the
dong
ace
casternya,
on
Bang. Aku
the
nggak
Clove. Yeah, I mean, the Clove ace.
Itu sengaja gua pakai yang Inggris, bro.
It was a good
Karena
example
gua
of what Clove can do.
Karena
However,
mereka
on that
kalau
defensive side,
live
most of the
ini,
time, the Clove also
VCT,
wasn't providing
ada yang
that
pakai
much
Inggris,
value
bro.
on the map. I mean, you're playing a double controller comp, but neither controller is really specific in just stalling. Omen has a little bit, but outside of that, you're much more about setting up better fights, but you're not set up for that in a very, very traditional 4-1 type of setup like Gen G does either. So there was a little bit of a mishmash going on for DRX. I think DRX expecting maybe Paper X to respect smokes a little bit, which we all know that they never do. So a bit of a question mark. I think Achilles also pointed that out again during the cast towards the end where, all right, well, Paper X, got some help for Coach Alex. They've been playing with more discipline. Things are looking up and up for Paper X. And Mind Freak topping the board as Yeoman. I mean, this is everything you want to see
Aku
from this
telat
squad.
dapat
Absolutely.
aman
And you're gonna
aja.
see in the highlights now again how comfortable Paper X actually looked on this. I mean, yes, they're doing their very aggressive playstyle, but it just looked seamless, very smooth, and DRX didn't seem to know how to react in a way
Aman
they
aja.
normally do, actually.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought up the aggression because, yes, while I would say that they were playing more aggressive than they did against Talon last week in terms of Paper X, it was always with someone else. Anytime I saw someone like Jing peeking again for the fight, I would get a little worried, and then I would realize it's because he knows he has the timing for someone to trade for him. It's not that he's just stranded going for the peaks like they used to in the past matches and past seasons. So that's a very positive outlook.
Yeah, he would always have his teammates right there next to him. I mean, something is going up right next to Jing as well, and that always keeps Paper X in the fight. And
Ini
here,
baru 1-0 skornya, bro.
Kind of sense that the idea behind this composition, yes, it's aggression. You want to play along with
Ini
positioning
kalian
as well to try to pinch some of the Paper X.
Gak mau yang pakai
chokes.
Inggris,
But it
casternya
doesn't
mau
quite
yang
work
Indo.
out. I mean, you don't have the stalls, and you're always just trying to fight pound for pound, and Paper X is just going to beat you outright, especially when they're playing together this tightly. So it's very tricky, it's very difficult, and you can see that Clove, but again, you're just missing that little bit of an extra thing. I mean, like, we always saw Mako performing so well before, but now on the IGL role maybe,
Oh my
or
God.
in the past he would have played a Viper, but now on the
Oh my
Omen,
God.
it's just kind of missing a little
Analis.
something.
A little something.
Aku mau yang Inggris, Bang, tapi apa ya artiin? Hah? Gak ada subtitlenya, Bang. Sorry guys, ini tiba-tiba iklan ya. Maaf, aman, gak kena copyright kok.
Fundamentals and just cleaned a lot up, and that's really at this point might have been that.
Cita-citaku mau jadi tim e-sport dinosaurus kertas.
Finish cross that finish line. I mean, like the big trophy finish line.
Maksudnya
so if they
apa tuh,
continue in this
Funi?
direction, I think it's a good sign. But we are going to be going into Haven, and Haven we were just talking about earlier.
Haven.
Historically, not a map for Paper X, and it is. Historically
Paper
a map for
X.
DRX, but this is a different squad.
Yeah, it's a very different squad, and I would actually say, as we see even in the stats from last year, if you really look at the long-term grand scheme of things for DRX, their win rate on Haven actually wasn't as dominant as it used to be in the very, very old Vision Striker days, right? Before we all went international. So it actually started to get really
Cita-citaku
evened out
nonton
closer to
Bagi
50%. Still, obviously they had their bread and butters, but now, you don't have two people who have constantly working with something like the Breach Jet combo, something that you can always rely on. What do the comps look like? On the flip side for Paper X, I mean, across all the different Challengers regions, we've been seeing Neon show up on Haven. We have been seeing ISOs show up as well. Deadlocks could still show up. That could be a thing. There's a lot of options.
Suara
here for
aman
change.
kan, guys?
Yeah,
Kalian
it's
bisa
a lot
dengar?
of question marks, especially. I mean, DRX, we're thinking about how things might change up, but meanwhile for Paper X, it almost feels as though they don't actually need to change all that much. The only thing that kind of improved was just their teamwork overall. Like, nobody's peeking out individually, not a lot of ego fights, and they're just able to make that work because of
Setiap
that.
Jason
So
kill,
we're kind of going into this map
kenapa
a little
jadi
bit blind, and
arah-arah?
both teams really need to be able
Hey.
to adapt on the fly.
Well, speaking of going in blind, that is definitely the theme for Guess and Gain game, because that's how we always go into this game. It's very stressful, and I'm about to hit wood rank again if I do not win this one. Let's throw up that question there. For VCT, it looks like I'm just going to be really horribly ranked. The question is actually the kill-death difference between two players. That's Forsaken.
Difference.
So not
between
ratio.
two players.
Yes.
Right.
Although,
So like a
Antara dua
1-2
pemain.
is worse than a 2, or 2-1 is worse than a 4-2, because a 4-2 is plus 2 kills,
don't
whereas a
math
2-1 is
this.
plus
We're
1.
like casters.
No, I'm just
Like, are you
saying.
math-
I just
but
want
yes,
the viewers
but yes.
If anyone's
No.
gonna math it, it's gonna be.
It's
I mean,
already
they already
been
voted.
chosen Forsaken,
They already
which is an
voted.
interesting pick. Because I want to talk. Let's talk through this right now. Because Buzz actually had the higher difference when they used to play Haven back in the day.
Yeah,
by,
but,
like, a
but listen,
lot.
I know exactly what the viewers are thinking.
But
DRX
listen.
just got bodied on map 1, so Paper X, any player on Paper X is going to have a higher KD is what they're thinking, or a KD differential.
But that's. I think.
Don't logic it. Don't logic it.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be. I don't know, man. Okay, you guys go first, and then I'm gonna pick based on your rationale.
Okay. 3, 2,
I was not
1.
Go.
Waduh!
Ooh, make
wow,
your
we're
cases so I can choose.
I have no case.
me out.
Prediksinya,
It's like-
analisis nih.
I can't math.
Paper X yang menang, ini DRX
Okay, what's
yang
your
menang.
math? You
Wow.
want great.
I think on Haven, right, we're probably going to see
Luar
Buzz
biasa.
again continue to stay on the Duelist. He just lost.
Luar
Angry
biasa,
Buzz,
guys.
very angry Buzz. It's also, again, just a lot of comfort individually. You just need one guy to set Buzz up. Forsaken has been playing a lot more supporting roles. So while he might have a lot of impact, win or lose, is he going to have as many kills to really set apart from the deaths?
All right, I accept your explanation. It was more thorough than Quack. So.
Yeah, I have no
No, but I
explanation.
agree. And it depends
Chat,
what
this is all my big picture to bring Victoria down to wood.
it's working. I'll take you down with me. But it depends what Forsaken is going to play.
Yes.
He is a very flex player. I will never forget. It stays in my memory. The last time we played Haven, in my memory, was with
Wah,
Yoru.
ini map
It was
selanjutnya
such a
nih. Heaven.
strange comp. And here we go.
Oh my god.
Wow!
The ISO and the Yoru.
And the Yoru. Something on a.
Jing pakai ISO.
Okay.
Widih.
What?
Okay, well, all right.
Forsaken,
suddenly
Yoru,
Forsaken's
Dafai,
kill
Killjoy.
kill
Something
difference
fade.
looking
Mind
pretty
freak.
strong.
Oh,
Meanwhile,
man.
DRX still sticking
Buzz
with the
Jet,
gloves, so
Fade
a double
Sofa,
controller.
Flashback
No
Drop.
flashes.
Foxy
to
9
set up
Cyber,
Buzz on the
Mampu
Jet.
Omen.
On Haven,
Oh,
mind
wow.
you.
This
For DRX.
is this DRX? Are we
Menarik
really looking
ini.
at the?
I am very curious because, man, the set plays have
Ini
to be
menarik,
so
guys.
intricately crafted.
Map
And
Heaven.
Clove is not as long range as some of the other, traditional
Menarik nih,
initiators
guys.
per se.
Oh boy, guys, you ready for some Valorant? Achilles and Valdez, let's head over to you.
Thank you very much. We have 2 firsts for Paper X. Obviously, the ISO, it goes without saying. But something playing Fade, he has never done this before. So we get to see how he looks coming into this one. And Forsaken is back onto Yoru. Paper X, they've gone pretty crazy with this one.
Yeah. Not sure what to take from it. It's a new patch. There's a lot of moving parts and stuff like that, but also they just kind of stomped on the first map, and maybe they just want to kind of try this out and see. I doubt this would be like first time trying on stage or anything like that, but I do think that, maybe trying to bring in some spiciness.
Oh, Divide, creeping out, takes a bit of damage, still finds the headshot though, and Flashback not in a position to try to jump up. To swing around the back, finds something,
Down, attacker spawn.
taking him down, dropping the spike for the time being, and now creeping across to the opposite side. Vulnerability does crash across the pane, pushing forward here into A lobby. He's able to find one as they look for the double face in, and Mind Freak just going to be able to win out in that fight. So now a 3v3, Mako and Divide both tagged up.
Yeah, and Flashback right behind them.
Buzz good for the first headshot there.
Enemy
As
remaining.
Mind Freak will find one, and
Hi.
he's back to find a third. And now it's just going to be an Omen battle, both one tap away from death. Mako creeps his way up. Sat here in sewers, Mind Freak in the cubby. Spike in hand, but eventually one of them going to have to make a move, and the onus is on Mind Freak.
Yeah, I mean, Mind Freak probably just going to wait, calm himself down. He already has 3 kills in the round. I mean, this guy has been the main carry, actually, so far as
30 seconds left.
the sight
Ships
lines
in the
cross. Yeah.
Mind Freak, where does he try to set up the smoke? Sends it over towards B. Mako now on the move, and they are just absolutely in parallel to one another. Time, however, dwindling. Mako tucked it in short. Oh, the swing out, and Mako has it. DRX will pick up their first pistol win of the series.
Yeah, as you mentioned, I mean, the onus is on Mind Freak, so he eventually has to push in. Doesn't have any idea where Mako is. Mako probably knows that he's probably lurking somewhere around long A, so gives him the slight advantage. Starts out with a lot of aggressive pushing from the side of DRX. You know, Flashback is in there, gets the flank here. Not to mention the earlier kill. Mind Freak kind of goes crazy, which is the only reason why this round is close in the first place at all. As they're really hyped up after that one, as they should be. They want to get it started on their map pick in a big way.
I mean, Haven was always the bread and butter one here for them. Not spotting out anything. Swing in. Jing utilizing that shield, keeps himself protected. Push forward, Bane. Having to backpedal, sends out a shock dart. Being able to wait that one out, push up into the smoke. Bane does take him down, but also eats a decent bit of damage. The Bulldog's going to be recovered now in Forsaken's hands. Looking like maybe a pivot, but at least a fan out around this A lobby side. Buzz with the outlaw on hand. Posted up on a line, staring over. Forward short is the drone, just going to get cleared out. Single peek. Flashback spotting one. Challenge again. Bagi going to be taken out. Out in smoke. Look at the setup. No, it's the Marshal rather, not the outlaw, I should say. As the cleanup is looking good. Just Mako on the floor. Frenzy in hand for something. See if he can deal some additional damage.
Something sendiri yan.
That's really the only question. Foxy just going to pick up this orb before he goes down.
This is the trap wire, and they already have one at B. He enters in through garage.
He's got a big smile on his face.
I mean, the team pretty much always going to be having fun. At least here in the regular season.
My camera is
so won't be able to get the dart, but does get the spot on him. Something around the back, double push up through A lobby. Bane going to be coming back the opposite way. As almost gets a little whiffy there from Foxy. Freaking out a little bit on the back end, but still standing. DRX and 2-0 start.
Yeah, good start for them. As initially, you know, the first frenzy kill from Jing are getting a little worried. We're like, oh god, here comes the ISO. And doesn't amount to too much in the end because there's just too many people on there. Foxy 9 giving us a little...
I hope you guys don't have motion sickness.
Yeah, I'm like, whoa. That kind of got me there on that second one. Yeah, but now full buy here to the side of Paper X. And it looks like they want to go for a fast hit here onto A.
Yeah, I mean, the nice thing about, you know, this ISO for Jing is that he basically can play this like he plays Phoenix on Pearl. You know, put up the shield, go rushing in. Except this time you can do it every single round. As Forsaken trying to enter, but cannot study that spray. Being able to find one, but cleans up two. Shield out. Take him down.
Come on,
Bobber swings out of it, finds a headshot onto the buy. Mako with the sheriff, and the tap. Tries to swap over the glass, but something down to 10 HP. DRX looking for the bonus conversion.
Something.
As it would be a work of miracles here for something to try to get the win at this low HP, but Flashback will just go ahead and kneecap him as DRX start things off 3-0.
Yeah, I was... that was kind of crazy from Buzz. Angry Buzz, as Trevor was saying there on the desk, talking about what this guy can do after a big loss. And it does start out with Jing, you know, he's got the extra shields, he comes on in, but eventually they do take him down as the spray comes in from Buzz. And then Buzz gets to work. He's got his Bulldog in hand, picks up two, and eventually they've just done enough damage. DRX on their viewing party as well. And that's going to be a very early timeout from Paper X. Bonus goes the way of DRX, and Paper X do not like what they see.
The first timeout call of the series so far here for Paper X. You can see one of the few teams, to be honest, that does typically lead to wins after the timeout calls. Granted, this one, be curious to see if it does, would be basically a thrifty. Because they really force up and spend down.
Yeah, I mean, wouldn't surprise me too much because it is Paper X. But,
sure.
Will they do it in this position on Haven against DRX? Perhaps not. And for now, you know, it's relatively early on in this map, so Alex doesn't look too angry. He's got his buddy nearby. Help him out with that. And kind of discuss after, you know, they have to hang up the phone after the fun phone a friend time during timeouts. But yeah, it's going to be a bunch of sheriffs and half armors here for the majority of the members of Paper X.
Mako spotting one, just going to be a quick key into backside. plat. Now he's just out into the open, and he's going to be taken down.
There they are.
He does some decent damage, but now at risk as something finds a headshot in the flashback. That's the fake out. Full flash connecting on the Buzz. Tailwinds over into the side. Cloudburst going to be sent something. Finding himself the second.
Nice.
And it's going to be flawless. A flawless
Ibalas
Thrifty.
on top.
To get Thrifty.
Thrifty.
The board. The percentage goes up.
Let's go!
These guys
here
are
comes
just
this bug.
insane. I mean, what is that? Flawless Thrifty?
Hope you enjoy ISO vulnerability sounds.
Yeah, well, I mean, this starts off with Mako trying to take a 1v3, and, you know, understandable. I mean, he's got his Vandal, he thinks he can tap on some heads, but unfortunately he's going up against 3 Sheriffs.
That is unbelievable.
And, you know, the first one, sure, okay, Mako, maybe don't take the trade or whatever, but then the fact that they get 4 other kills without anybody dying.
Not baiting.
That was tricky.
Yeah, not biting on that one, but Jing, he gets the isolation pick. Oh, they attempted the no-scope. Shorty draws out, Buzz able to find one. Flashback, only able to collect Jing before getting taken out by Forsaken. Now TP's back out here in towards C lobby. Double approach.
Planted.
A 2v3, Mako working his way up through garage. Drone trying to lead the charge here from Bane. Dart connects, and that does get the spray down now into the 2v2. Big TP going to be sent, Paranoia not going to be connecting, and Mind Freak, Snappy with a headshot, takes it out both. The backstab coming through from Forsaken, not going to be necessary.
Nice.
It's Paper X now, just one away from tying things up.
Mind Freak is just locked in today. I mean, this guy does not miss a headshot as we're taking a look at this.
Oh,
Starts off
ISO niya.
with that ISO kill, and then Mind Freak lines it up, and unfortunately for Mako, he stops right in that sight line. Some high fives, and Paper X are really in the driver's seat now. There are 4 ultimate abilities here for the side of DRX, as the knives will be pulled.
Dart not spotting out anything. Smoke off on the entrance here as Bane is getting very aggressive. There's the haunt, there's the reveal, there's the kill. On a silver platter. Hand it over here to Paper X. We'll tap at the ready and knives. I mean, it's going to prove to be a pain point to try to clear these out. Jing already finds one. Buzz lost a bit here in the sauce. Pushes down Cloudburst, but they cannot really find any damage. Quickly dealt with his flashback now. Last one standing. 3-3.
And remember, he had his ult in the last round. He's 2 away from having it again. Oh, nice flashback.
Yeah, solid shot to stop it from being a flawless, but can't prevent the round win. They're all tied up now, and there are ults aplenty available to the side of Paper X and DRX. So things can get even scrappier from here.
Yeah, I mean, you know, everybody's got Sheriffs who's trying to take an aggressive angle if they're not gonna run in and check that use of utility. So.
He killed me with Phantom.
Fine.
Good old Jing.
They're tough. Almost cutting through.
Let's see, it looks like Paper X are gearing up for a push on a C once again.
The noise being made, mask about to come on it.
Fire.
There's the wall, leads a charge. Couple shots through, but Forsaken now spotting him out. Nightfall crashing across, gonna get the catch here onto one. It's Foxy9 in such a bad position. There's the drop out, there's the shorty, but instantly, kills found in response. Flashback with 2, Bane finding Mind Freak off the back of the Hunter's Fury, and now suddenly it's all on Divine. Flashback, the only one, taking a little bit low there. Just sat here on top of stack. Mako's gonna come wandering forward. Does find the headshot. DRX able to break this 3-round win streak from Paper X, reestablish a lead.
Yeah, this is what we like to see. I mean, back and forth play, a competitive map, and DRX are making it interesting this time around. That one, you know, we were following the Yours vision, and it kind of felt like, once again, Paper X were just gonna kind of roll over them, but that was not the case. Flashback. He's like, I'm just really good at shooting, I think is what he said. Like, and he is. Those were a couple of really nice shots in a row. Getting a gasp from the crowd as we got to see from his point of view this time around. So they pick up that orb, and now it looks like they are not going to head towards C. Maybe not wanting to go into Foxy9's setup here.
Prowler gets a spot.
Nanti watch Olong kapan Euro.
Really love that he's
Nanti watch Olong Euro kapan? Lihat nanti ya.
See that shield? Not going to be able to do much about it. Fact still has it rolling.
Kalau gua
Buzz
ngantuk,
just having to go ahead and
tidur,
evacuate the
ya.
site. I mean, you look at the util dump, everything being sent forward. Alarm bot notifies them of this push from behind.
Nanti gua kabarin lagi.
Instant res there from
jam
Flashback,
11-an lah.
try to come away with this kill. In the meantime, he's just going to get shut down again. Divine punishing him once more. Forsaken makes his presence known, setting up some shots, but Mako is only at 1 HP. TP down, reinforcing this position. The drone to try to lead the charge. Forsaken capitalizing. Bane taken out. Now 3 players left standing. Shots up towards Buzz. Unable to find the connection there, but Mind Freak swinging around the back, finds one. Buzz over the top.
Yang Euro ya.
Gets the shot through, but
Turki
now
lawan
knows that he's
Portugal
being
lah.
encroached upon. The swing in, he goes wide right between the two. 4-4, tied up once more.
Yeah, pretty fun round that time. Just so, it feels so troll when you're like holding an angle with the operator and the ISO's just running straight at you, like making a ton of noise. Doesn't matter because he just knows that, especially if an operator's holding that angle, it's nothing that you can really do. And yeah, really nice swing here from Forsaken, just a little bit too close on the drone angle, and then eventually gets cleaned up.
You should make it that an op headshot kills through the shield.
Yeah, I like that. Although, it's pretty difficult to do.
Wall being sent. I mean, this is one of the other annoyances. You can send out that wall and just collect these orbs for free.
Yeah. Especially on maps like Haven that just have like a pretty thin corridor.
Right here.
Uh,
The wall's gonna cover it all.
Yep. So Flashback with a push forward, able to find one. It's that movement speed. Spam across it for a second, just... I mean, here's the drone coming, and he just spams through the door, and Bane gets dropped. Just like that, I mean, the efforts from Flashback off the rip, completely nullified. See site now open, Device still lurking, hanging back. I mean, it's 2 ops in play here as Buzz gonna get caught, trying to get himself in the garage.
Planted.
Spike now planted. Jing just 1 away from having another kill contract.
Cage triggered.
Foxy just cannot make it happen. Jing finding the last shot, now gets that ult online once again, and Paper X get themselves into the lead, 5-4.
Yeah. Very nice round once again. You saw that Flashback trying to do what he did in the pistol round, which is essentially just push up mid and try to catch them off guard, but something lines this up. And then, as you mentioned before, just kind of knows exactly where Bane is going to be standing. Very unfortunate for Buzz. He was holding that angle and then spins around right as Devi swings out. And that's going to be a timeout for DRX as they do lose control of the lead.
Now, one of the things we need to see, and obviously we're going to start being able to collect this data now that Haven is back in, is how does this map play out from here on? You know, has it changed up? Is it still going to be fairly favored on the attacking side, or will defenders be able to, put their feet down a little bit more? Minor sample size so far. Curious to see how that does develop throughout the rest of Stage 2 as well as into Champions. But for now, Paper X looking like it's still decently good for the attackers.
Yeah. Seems like ISO enjoys this map a lot. There's a lot of long...
ISO enjoys pretty much every map.
He does right now. I mean, but there's a lot of like long sight lines where the operator's going to be holding. Oftentimes, we already talked about the wall and its usage with the orbs. Especially on the C-long position. Just feels like, just in general, just getting a lot of value from its base kit as a agent in the game, regardless of some of the changes on the way. But we'll have to wait and see, as you mentioned, as we get more and more data. As here comes Paper X right down the middle.
Mako spotted. Let's drop back. Vulnerability sent out, not finding the connection there. Paranoia does catch onto a couple of members here, PRX. Device still with op in hand as Mako pushing up into the smoke, and something is ready and waiting for it. Swings out, finds the first, looks for the second, can't quite make it happen, but now Flashback in such a bad spot. He's going to be detained here by Jing. Swings out, is able to win out of the fight.
Ma.
King of the Gulag. As Foxy will also die.
Di lagi ISO
Just
nya.
like that, the cleanup is swift. The timeout doesn't mean anything at all for DRX.
Yeah, not quite yet. And once again, Jing really enjoying himself. Just a fun game of ISO, getting some huge value. Throws out the ult, and he's able to win that trade. Mako just kind of looking at the wall. We see this one. Jing has yet another shield, able to hold on to it right as he comes out.
Right as he snaps out.
Yeah.
He's just so ready.
I come out, dude. I come out of my ulti. He shoot.
I come out of my ulti. He's shooting at me.
Doesn't matter because of ISO.
Flash sent. Recon destroyed. No pings coming through.
Destabilizing.
Stuck away. Push up into the smoke. He's just running and gunning. Double tap available once again. Forsaken hounding down Buzz. As Mako trying to just get himself TP'd into a position. It's just instantly felt. Ching is just on a tear. Foxy cleans up one. Grabs a weapon. Finds 2 kills. Suddenly things start getting a little bit sussy as he finds the 4th. He's going to be the K down. The neural depth now invested. Something going to be noted. Plant is in. It's going to have to be a headshot here from something. Or onto something, I should say, for Foxy, as he's only at 20 HP. Expecting this approach. And he's just not quite going to be able to make it happen. Solid efforts from Foxy 9, but Paper X keep themselves out in front, now 7-4.
Yeah, it almost just feels like Paper X were having a bit too much fun charging into Foxy 9 there right at the very end. And credit to him, he lines up the shots, picks up 4 kills. But still, you gotta feel like Jing is really enjoying himself on ISO. He's just able to run them all down as here's Foxy 9. Speaking of running down straight into Foxy 9, and he's just able to take one by one, just saying,
nice try.
Yeah. And it was.
It was. Fortunately, it's, 4 of Foxy's 5 kills were that round.
Yeah.
It's been a bit more of a quiet game compared to what we were seeing from him versus Zeta in the previous matches in stage 1.
Yeah. The tempo brought here from Paper X, as always, difficult to deal with, especially when they're winning. Just see it to non-stop will get in your face and never give you time to breathe as well. Buzz gonna get his first kill.
MC is able to get the connection there. Taken getting a bit turned around. Buzz is able to find that kill. Something turning it back.
Hampir ada.
Holding things down. DRX wanting that 5th round here. It's now all on Divide. Tucks back. I believe noise made. Jiggle peek out. Bane knocked down to 70. See if Divide try to pull this one off the swing out. Looks for the first, but Mako will be able to put it down. DRX, 5 rounds here on the defending side. We'll see how they fare on the attack.
Yeah, for all the craziness, DRX did start off pretty well on this map. They did get 3 rounds in a row, including that first bonus. And then since then, just able to pick up 2 rounds, which was a bit unfortunate for their sake. But all things considered, 5 rounds on the defensive side, not half bad. And you can see that Alex, he knows this map is not over at this point in time. Excited to see DRX from the attacker side of this map and see what they have prepared for this.
Ini oke sih menurut gua.
I cheer for DRX, but I love DRX.
I love DRX.
Yeah. That's fair. I think that a lot of fans feel that way. For both sides, right?
Plenty of fans out here to show their support. I mean, always a great clash when it comes down to these 2 teams. I mean, Buzz being able to get as much value as he had in this position while tethered. Very much a solid performance from him in the round. Now let's see how the pistol does fare. DRX narrowly out in front, but Paper X, I mean, they played 15 more. No.
Over there.
Doing bad math. 10 more pistol rounds.
10, yeah.
There we go. We've had a long day.
25s are the same, and then, 30 and 20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've had a long day, and the coffee is not doing its job right now.
Yeah. It's getting later here. We just passed 10 p.m. in Korea. where we are casting from. And
Right here.
yeah, I mean, that first series went for a while, and we're making it here on to the second series, powering through.
My wife might have also trolled me. She's been cutting caffeine, so there's decaf coffee in the house, so might have made decaf. Sending out the vulnerable. Foxy able to get away from that. This got a nice deep cam setup, though, in Sewer. Prowler coming in, and we'll be able to go ahead and get the spot out there on to something, but Forsaken creeping forward. Foxy. Well, there's multiple other players. Shield comes up. He still gets a dink on the Jing to put him down to 20.
Yes.
He cannot find
Nice
that kill.
for second.
Cypher now
Ara,
dead.
ara.
And looks like DRX maybe making the call to start rotating across, at least over in towards B. Paranoia goes across. No one to be caught by that. Same with the dart. See sight opened up, and PaperX not far off.
Yeah, they're swarming in as fast as they possibly can, just getting ready for this retake. And a lot of utility already used to try to get onto the site, but nobody was there.
Swing out Mako with a dink. Buzz will put down 2 with that Sheriff in hand. Wall now raising. It's an easy shot for him as Buzz finds himself a 4th. It will be DRX collecting both pistols here on Haven. Now just 1 round separating.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy. I mean, that is the
Right here.
angry Buzz you expect. Just brings out the Sheriff for the first round, for the pistol round, and it really just comes down to him lining up the shots. Just trying to drive you through from garage, and he is able to pick up 4. Bane does finish it off. See, like a very slight acknowledgement.
Vibing a little bit.
Like, pretty good.
Granted, it was after the bonus conversion from DRX. We did see PaperX their first round win. In the first half was off a Thrifty. We have a little bit of firepower behind him. 2 Sheriffs and a Marshal, so still damage that can be dealt.
Absolutely.
Quick peek over towards Sewer. Not going to be spotting anything, but it's a triple push up here from DRX. Oh, did he get a glimpse here, Buzz? Looks for that vertical flip. He does manage to get a connection. Buzz going to be knocked down to 49, but Buzz himself able to collect the kill. The advantage now here for DRX, but PaperX once again getting everybody moved over towards this site very quickly. Looking for a potential flood retake. Flashback into the corner, the wall goes down, and he's blinded up. He still finds the headshot. Somebody taking out, Buzz able to find that one.
Right here. Right here.
Now for PaperX, how do they try to get themselves back into this one? The Marshal on the floor still do have these 2 Sheriffs, but Divide at 35. Makes it markedly more difficult for them to try to find some additional damage. Jing also now whittled away at tuck down to 22.
Right here.
Seems like the call to die to the spike may just be made here, as everybody just pulls back over towards Connector and Spawn. DRX now can make their exits, hold on to these weapons, and it's going to be a big carry forward into the bonus. 2 Bulldogs, a Guardian, and a Phantom.
Dapat.
Yeah, definitely will be pretty huge, and chance for DRX to do it again is
Hey! Welcome to the club, Defy. Getting themselves up to 1,000 kills.
Kelas Defy.
It's huge.
1000 kill.
Defy definitely one of the
Kudunya 1000
big names here that has been around for quite a while, and does make sense. Almost feels like could have hit it sooner.
Kelas Defy.
So many great
Rekor
players
nih, bos. Dapat rekor Defy. Dapat 1000 kill. Up.
Cam again set up.
GG Defy. Tangan dulu guys. Bilang GG dulu guys ke Defy.
Grabbing the orb. 3 charges towards that Nightfall here for himself.
Ketik GG dulu guys.
There's Foxy now. Ooh, playing with fire. Spots 1. He gets the dink again. Putting up that damage, but unable to confirm the kill. Forsaken down to 10 HP. By holding here in garage. Finds the first. Looks for the second here on the Bane, but Buzz pushes up, managing to find that kill. And man advantage still here for the side of PRX.
Forsaken solo as well.
Something. So that shot takes a bit of damage. Now Bane able to find Forsaken finishing off the Yoru. We're into a 3v3. Jing here. A window.
Yeah.
Strikes him down. And B site's been cleared out by
Apa ini
flashback.
sih?
Recon to try to check, and it's looking like DRX may be able to convert another bonus, but they're going to be actually cutting over towards A. Something now just cutting noise. Drifting his way up in towards heaven.
30 seconds left.
Do they read this?
Last
Oh, up over the top, Buzz. He is
Spike
prepared.
planted.
Hasn't protected. It was looking like something was going to catch a nice timing. We bring it back into parity, but now it is all on Mind Freak. And he is very much in a safe spot.
Yeah. Just waiting to see if anyone does go hunting. And it does look like Buzz is already on the chase just a little bit, just clearing out A long, maybe looking to see if, you know, if he was going to push in. Might be pushing through A long, but that is not the case. Just going to be sitting back. And it doesn't seem like Buzz will check into this anytime soon. So DRX...
Gonna push towards him, though.
Although, yeah.
Chance for Mind Freak to do some damage. Footsteps gonna be heard, but yeah, decides to just go ahead, tuck back even further into that attacker spawn. Spike detonates, and DRX find themselves back into the driver's seat.
Lagi-lagi.
One lone rifle
Spike.
carried forward here by Paper X. Can they do it again, is the question.
Seems somewhat unlikely from the defensive side. Nice attack here from DRX. It's been Bane and Buzz all the way. The two of them, even Bane checking the flank, ready for the position. And yeah, pretty excited.
I'm so heckin' excited.
Ya, technical pause, Cok. Technical pause lagi.
Well, looks like some more in-ear swap outs here. This time from something. Get these changed up and right back into the game.
Yeah. And then the hope is that there's no further issue. We had this happen with Temkin a little bit earlier, if you guys weren't watching, and took a couple of very short pauses.
My God.
Wow.
That is gorgeous.
Beautiful.
Holding the cloud burst. I mean, we've always said it, but yeah, the art game here in Korea with the fans is unrivaled. True.
Very true.
And a lot of them are making these signs right here in the venue.
Yeah.
They show up, you know, like 2 hours before the match gets started, grab their tickets, get their wristbands, and then just get started.
Get to work.
Working on their fan signs. Very talented artists here, and that's going to go straight into a timeout from Paper X.
Technical
And I was curious
pause.
if this was going to be the case,
Tiba-tiba
because we
time
saw
out.
the same timing from them, dropping the bonus, allowing for the conversion at the start of the map. They called it, they got a win, they started their own streak. Does that happen again from here?
Well, they do have that one Vandal. I mean, you just got to hope that some of those entries are denied from the side of DRX as they look to push in, but they have been pretty clean with it. They just essentially sent Bane, they sent Buzz, and they go in together and get the job done. And I mean, we'll just see how it does go. 15 seconds left on this timeout. Alex and his new buddy there in the coaching booth getting to work, trying to hype these guys up for another potential Thrifty.
So far, the mood has remained decently calm in there, so maybe he's a calming presence for Alex, just keeping him level-headed, not angry. We saw him get, practicing himself, just trying to, bang the desk a little bit before the match got started.
You got to warm up those hands before you put them to work. So the fans are still going crazy, even in between the rounds.
4-player stack at A. With one Vandal carried over by Mind Freak, and then the Sheriff's back into play.
Cage trigger.
There's Mako faking out a TP. And just to avoid that seize, and DRX getting a pretty good read here, it would seem. Work their way over towards that C site where it's completely opened up.
Yeah, they will enjoy free entry, and there's really not that much utility utilized just yet. So they'll get in very cheap and get this plant down early. Paper X is just gonna have to rotate over and try to go 5-man into the site with 4 sheriffs. And Mind Freak has been crazy today, and he is the one that holds on to the Vandal.
Buzz playing close. Prowler to chase in. Gets the spot there on the Jing. Cleans up a second here. Drops down into the smoke. Looking for more. Shorty not going to be rewarded quite just yet. Some more shots here onto the corner. Something fishing for some connections here. Flashback, swings forward, finds one. Mindfreak takes him down. Something finds Buzz. Suddenly starts becoming a little bit more questionable, but Mindfreak eventually will fall. Something. Phantom recovered, finds himself a kill, but just does not have the time to try to win out the round. Just makes his exit. DRX continuing on their merry way.
Yeah, another round in a row here. That is, in total, including the last half, 5 in a row for them. So they play a big swing of momentum. This will be the buy rounds here for Paper X.
Satu-satu lagi
Something
nih
able to take
kayak
some guns out of their hands alongside of Mindfreak at the end of this push. Starts off with Buzz in the smoke
ada
with
game
the
ketiga.
Phantom. Like it's a game of Clue.
I was about to make that same reference.
And yeah, at the end, you know, some traded back, but the economy here is very healthy, obviously, for the side of DRX. So it doesn't make a big dent by any means. And Paper X have their work cut out for them.
Ball to escort, but they do get ping revealed. Oh, once again, DRX showing some presence over towards A, and then just cutting across the map, but wandering right in towards Mindfreak, who has been incredibly solid here for the team thus far. Paranoia gonna buy himself a bit of time. Buzz winning forward. Mindfreak still playing back plat. Buzz taken down as Jing arrives. Trade out by Foxy. Mindfreak's still here, but the rest of his team's starting to fall. Comes up with a 1. That's going to be the cleanup continuing. Is now Forsaken. He's got the op in hand. He's going to have to make the call to save it, you would suspect.
You would think.
Smoke comes up. No one pushing up into this one.
Spike planted.
If he picks up a weapon, I mean, they're just going to spray into this thing.
Yeah. Well.
Spray starting to fly. Knocked down to 89. Now the op stranded. Looks like he wants to actually try to play this one out. Big TP, sends the fake out, clears that tripwire, but eventually will be taken down as DRX get themselves up to double digits.
Well, he definitely didn't have to do that. That's pretty obvious. But, you know, Forsaken trying to send it, trying to see if he can pull off an insane clutch in that moment. And, you know, this decay on the back left on the Mindfreak just prevents him from entering a lot of these duels, which allows DRX to just flood the right side of the site and take a lot of individual one-on-ones, and actually not even one-on-ones, like 3-on-1s. You know, a couple of kills traded back. But DRX's entry was pretty solid there with only Mindfreak on the site to begin with, and they isolate him for a large portion of time.
Big push out here from B into mid. Again, just the one hero rifle attempt is Bulldog in the hands of Mindfreak. Everybody else with Sheriffs. Fanning out, and DRX are fairly split apart. Trapwire to cover that approach in behind here at C. But, I mean, this is Bane and Buzz completely and utterly surrounded. Wants up over the top. Flash connecting. Bane now revealed to push forward. He's able to find one before getting taken down. And now Devi swinging out of C. Finds that headshot. A site taken. In control here of DRX, but 2 weapons recovered.
Yeah,
that plus the man advantage. This is a good spot to be in because Jing also has that ult.
Yeah, absolutely. Mako taking his time to plant that one as well. It's going to give Paper X a chance to rotate on over. Just want to make sure that entire site was cleaned out. But now 4 members of Paper X charging through the spawn over towards the A site.
Conventional drift, checking up in heaven, checking out at hell. Foxy going to be pinged. As there's the ult coming through, and Foxy going to get snatched up. Kidnapped by Jing. The wall falls, Foxy able to win out that fight. But now he's put right back in, and Forsaken is ready for the alley-oop. Flashback, lurking his way in. Here's the tap.
Player standing.
Now, last one standing. Time twiddling, tries to rush it down. And he can't buy enough time. If he gets that kill, maybe it happens, but it's going to be a thrifty again for Paper X to break a DRX win streak.
Oh, that's rough. There's just, it's such a tight window for him there to try to get in, kill the spike diffuser, and also deny any chance of them getting another guy on that. So very, very close. Even if he spams through, maybe somebody else could get on it. But yeah, Forsaken very nicely done by him. Just understanding that that duel could be lost. And he's able to trade it back. And then, oh my God.
What? Jason.
He just hears it and he's like, okay, I know exactly where he's standing.
My brother, what is that?
That's just game sense. and maybe a little bit of luck.
Cam set up here. Already going to be dealt with. Flash going to be sent. Buzz will find a vibe, and out before flashback gets taken down. Now the flash connected, but Forsaken not ready for Foxy. He's able to collect that kill. Double tap popped here as the neural theft comes through. It's man advantage for the side of DRX. Flashback, though, not necessarily dead in a fantastic spot to be able to offer up smokes for this C-site hit. Can put some in towards garage.
Not ready yet.
Nothing to try to lock off back sight where Jing is already inching his way forward for the headshot. Finds the first one, finds the second, taking Buzz out of the sky. Foxy able to get one in reply, but now the plant coming through, and that's Bane. He's got that Hunter's Fury in his hands, but will not be able to utilize it for the post plant. Apparel spotted Foxy. Cleans up Mind Freak, and now something all in his lonesome. Sees into the back, the cam cleared out. 8 bullets left in the mag. So he goes creeping forward, and Foxy narrowly avoiding getting spotted. Finds himself a 4-piece. DRX now up to 11.
That was a really cute play there at the end from Foxy9. Just sensing the push coming in, he avoids it, and then they peek together. Very nicely done. Starts off with Buzz floating in the air, and he does get taken down, but at least does a bit of damage. And that does allow the trade back on the Jing. Obviously, would have liked just a clean kill. But either way, that is still a win over to the side of DRX as they make their way onto the C site. And now they have 11. Let's see, now Forsaken trying to poke out here, and Buzz is going to win the operator duel just like that through the wall.
Able to deal with him very swiftly. And with this type of buy in play, be curious to see if Divide does want to commit something like the lockdown into this one. Granted, the Hunter's Fury is available from Bane on the opposite side. Buzz just ready and waiting for a jiggle peek. There it is. Mind Freak gets taken down. Now, likelihood of committing the ult gets reduced significantly. Jing, however, trying to turn things around, and he does. Swings out, finds one, but then is quickly collapsed upon. Well, it's going to have to be saved, as is this operator. Something just drifting back across towards that A side of the map. And given that he's so far away from having another Nightfall available, DRX could go very much on the hunt.
Yeah, I mean, you already see Flashback just pushing through B. Hasn't seen anything yet. And he's the main guy on the hunt for now. We do see something is going to be checking towards A long.
He's in the open. If Flashback swings out into A long, he would spot him, but now he's starting to creep forward. Taking a little bit more space. Drone checking around into spawn. Nothing noted there. He's always just so damn close to him. Flashback, checking left. Nothing spotted, checking right, and he's got him in his sights. Op cannot be carried over. Money completely absent from the pockets of Paper Rex. 12 to 8, DRX are looking to take us to Icebox.
Their attacker side of this haven has been beautiful to watch. Buzz wins here, holds the angle, gets the second one. Mind Freak, and then eventually, you know, Jing does get one, but the paranoia, just too much value, holds for too long, and Flashback eventually does find that last kill, and that's what they're cheering about. As they know, there's not much left in the
DRX chains around their neck.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Cutting through.
These guys think they're optic. Well, able to avoid that as fake on the TP. Forsaken just dropping back into the site. Something just clearing out that cam. I'm not going to spot much of anything there. It's Buzz, Tailwind at the ready. Is that your tech coming through? He's not ready for that stinger. Forsaken able to catch him. Flashback, however, finding two. Something and Forsaken both going to be taken down. TP now from Mind Freak, arrives up into heaven. Drops down, finds a kill, finds himself a second one. Flashback going to be able to res. Now it's all on Divide. Just running away, trying to escape. The chase coming through. This Flashback desperately needs his kill, and Divide knows it. If he dies here, it's going to be a weapon. Hand it over to him for the 1v1.
A chance, a real chance for Paper X to somehow keep this map alive.
But there's a recon and a Hunter's Fury here from Bane. He's got 2 shock darts.
Yeah, it's not a good chance.
One at the feet of Divide is enough to take him down. Seems like Divide trusting in his own abilities here and his own aim. Trying to close this one out, not wanting to use that lockdown. Hunter's Fury opened up. He gets rid of that. He's going to try to tempo push against him. He knows that he's tucked back. Has to get in onto the spike here soon. Bane with the cancel.
So funny.
Sends out the recon, looking for the ping. To clear out the shotgun at speed. Bane will close things out 13-8 as DRX will be taking us the distance. A full 6-map evening of Valorant as we have Icebox on the horizon.
They're so happy just to buy themselves Icebox. Excellent performance from DRX here on Even.
Much more at home clearly here. The Clove, they continue to carry this one forward. Struggled quite a bit with the ISO at the beginning as well as that Yoro, but they found their footing and they closed things out relatively cleanly. So now a map 3, but first let's go ahead and pass it back over to the analyst desk.
Looks like we're going to Icebox one more time. DRX found their footing, especially in that second half there, carrying them over the line.
Yeah, I mean, once they were able to really take their own initiative, of course, on that attacking side, it was very clear that DRX is now really shifting towards that kind of pack mentality, right? Going for the trades, things like that. This composition was kind of built for that on Haven as well. Yeah, they found their groove. They were able to set up Buzz for success as well.
That's essentially what it is. I mean, the secret to this whole map, why DRX won is just take a look at the pistol rounds, right? DRX won both pistols, and it happens because it's a lot of these individual fights where, Paper X, even on the attack, they weren't able to have that firepower to really power through. Meanwhile, DRX are holding a lot of these tight corners, close positions, where they're able to kind of like jiggle back and forth, take individual fights against Paper X and whittle them down. That pressure fight just doesn't quite happen because of these individual one-on-ones where DRX constantly wins, especially when you got players like Flashback and Buzz just back in top form.
Yeah, that's right. And now looking at this, the first kills doubling on Paper X here, but first kills it's not enough.
Yeah, again, I think it just goes to show that Paper Rex, some rounds it really felt like Paper Rex was going to steamroll this map because of the first kills and the way they were winning some of these rounds. But at the end of the day, the way they were able to try to find the timings, whether it's attack or defense, etc., clearly was not favoring them, because if you're able to get the first kills and DRX can still rally back as a team, that is a bit of an issue for Paper Rex, especially when you're using agents like ISO that are built to win these 1v1s.
Yeah, you expected to see that happen a lot of times, and it does work on the attacking side of Paper X sometimes when they're just pushing out. Actually, on the defensive side, when they're pushing out as well. That shield can be really pesky. There was that one round where Buzz had the Blade Storm and he was expecting to get the kill, but alas, Jing had the shield on, so it's a little bit annoying sometimes. But at the same time, at the end of it all, it's really just Paper X. How many highlight moments did we see where they had to take multiple, 1vx situations? They were always, shooting down a single person first, but they had to flick to another. We constantly saw Mind Freak in situations like that, and I think that's why they weren't able to find some of these trades despite getting so many first kills.
Now, we were speculating a lot at the beginning about these two particular team comps. It's new. They're both new, obviously, on Haven. How do you guys feel about it now that we've seen it both play out?
I'm going to be honest, I'm still not entirely sold on the Clove here on Haven. I like the Clove being used on some of these other maps, but on Haven, I do have to sit there and wonder, is there really no other agent that could be doing the same thing better for you, right? The way that Flashback is piloting it, maybe even just the ISO. Obviously, it doesn't have smokes, but there are some questions there. Obviously, Flashback's still very mechanically gifted, where you can make use of things like the pick-me-up, obviously your own smokes, etc., etc. But, for Paper X, I think the comp itself has some legs. I don't know if we saw the full potential of it, but really, again, it goes back to the timing of when are we striking. Yeah, sure, on the attacking side, you're striking as a group, and that's been very beneficial with the combos you have, but it wasn't always at the right time that leads to something like the clean plant, the clean post plant, things like that. Yeah, the post plants are a little bit messy, a little bit dirty sometimes, but I do agree. This composition looks a little bit rough around the edges. It's not fully optimal, I think, Victoria. It looks good because the players make it look good. They're able to frag out, and that always is fun. But, you might, if you wanted to keep the Clove in, you might want to swap the Omen out for something like the Viper, perhaps, and have something with more stall potential, something with more utilities that can damage your opponents. And also, as we were seeing some of Buzz's highlights with the op, this composition for Paper X doesn't actually have a great agent to be opping other than Devi on that Killjoy. But again, with the way Haven plays with so much space that you have to create as that Killjoy, that can get a little dicey. So maybe something to workshop a bit more on the side of Paper X.
I am actually really looking forward to Team Secret.
Guys.
either one of these teams, but against DRX on Haven, this will be very interesting when the time comes for that. And ISO and Jing, we were speculating who's going to be playing the ISO. You know, it could have been something, but Jing on an ISO looks very, very natural. Now we got to do our guessing game results. It came really close, and it looks like I chose the correct analyst.
Wasn't ever worried. Wasn't ever worried, you know?
It was by one, guys. It was by one. Forsaken, it had 19, you guys saw it, 19 kills, 15 deaths.
I'm pretty sure Buzz taking out Forsaken in like the second to last round is what really made the difference here. So props to Buzz. I'm very thankful.
I was feeling pretty confident in the first half. I just want to say that.
This is
what they had us in the first half, we're not going to lie.
The first half.
But not quite towards the end.
Thanks, Chobra. I know you had the best intentions. Yeah, always.
Of course.
That's what
I'm
you
always
do.
here to set you up for success, Victoria. Why else? What other intentions would I ever have?
That's right. That's why you're my favorite analyst. For those of you who don't know, you are represented by Wingman. You are the audience. And guys, do keep in mind on our Twitter, our socials, and VCT Pacific, we are letting you guys ask questions. You are Wingman, so questions for the coaches, for the players, you'll see it, just respond to it. We'll feature it here because we like you. We like Wingman here. Now, we also like seeing good maps. So we're going to be going to a third map, Icebox. Thoughts? I'm gonna just leave it open, Mike. Thoughts?
I want to see Jing play ISO again.
Oh, me too.
In place of the Sage. Now, obviously, not having the Sage on Icebox, if you have been playing the Sage, it can get a little wonky, so it all depends on how much they practice it, because the Sage alone, I think, has looked very good for Paper X.
Sage.
But listen, you take the ISO, the way you can take control of pipes, etc., you can actually be much more aggressive. You're not going to get people asking why you're not using your util or your ult or anything like that, because you're always going to be fighting for yourself anyway. So I'd be very curious to see that. I imagine we're seeing the same thing from DRX, though.
If he does play ISO, you want to see a double duelist? Or you think, no, not double duelist, just one ISO?
No, I mean, I think if you're Paper X, you do play double duelist, right? You've got something. You should definitely keep him on the jet whenever you can have him. Sure, you're losing the Sage for like really safe plans, etc., but I don't know.
Yeah. Tar. Kacau. Main apa ya? Ntar guys. Ini kali ya.
Welcome to Bejeweled 2.
Okay lagi, kita ini lagi.
We saw them play this map versus Zeta. And that was a 13-0 dominant performance. I don't think we can expect to see remotely the same coming into this map, but oddly enough, something else that's weird to see is Gecko-less Icebox. No one playing
Game ketiga
so
nih,
you can
guys.
rejoice.
I guess so. It is definitely very interesting, but you know, as the meta develops and certain teams favor other picks over hits, can happen.
Swing out, something going to be dealt with. Buzz down to 53, but Jing as well getting tagged up as the heal for himself.
Toxin screen down.
Not going to be getting too much health back. Now push out into mid, some tags found, but a headshot nailed there by Mind Freak. Mako going to be taken down.
Yeah, not much you can do about that. Show your head, it gets taken off immediately by a sheriff. Unlucky. Just a great shot from Mind Freak, and now they're just gonna kind of wait for DRX to push in, and they're getting the read on this that they are.
Some more damage exchange, but I mean, right now, Paper X just held back here into the spawn while Divide goes on a solo mission, creeping forward, trying to create some space and see just how clear this A site is. For now, it's just silence across the board. Push getting ready to come through, 0 point. Try to fake over towards B. Footsteps going to be heard here as Buzz trying to find this headshot. It's Forsaken down low on HP, but now Nanoswarm at his feet. Divide will find that kill. Flashback also here. They nearly line up for him as Bane is about caught with Util in hand. The swing out, he just can't quite steady it. It's all on Foxy. Last one standing. HP bars in tatters here for the side of Paper X, but they have that man advantage.
It's a man advantage, and if it's not headshots, probably a couple of shots apiece.
How do you try to isolate from here? Smoke offered up to allow him to maybe try to go for the half hold. A couple shots flying, the jump forward, but it's going to be Forsaken, wrapping around from behind. Paper X gaining a lead in pistols, now 3-2 in the series.
And so far, whoever took the first pistol did go on to win the map. But obviously, very early to tell. This shot was insane.
Mind Freak is on one today.
He is. And after that, you notice a little bit of craziness. Eventually, Forsaken just jumps on down. A little bit too much to ask that they would not check that for the entirety of the defuse, and we saw he was pulling off of that anyway as he was being charged. And not able to take the 1v3 in that position. Can't blame him.
No cheekiness whatsoever here from DRX. Full classics. Minor investments on the util. Couple shots out as the turret gets cleared, and it looks like DRX believing in this being a B push, so everybody's starting to make their way across the map.
It does look like Paper X is going to send it here on a B.
They wait forward. Plant coming through. As up over the top. Mako able to find one. Foxy getting Ching as well. Spike for now interrupted as Buzz. So that Guardian put one down, but now it's all on flashback. Can't quite make it happen. Divide will clean up the last 2 kills. Vandal, the Guardian, going to be carried over into the next round, but decent damage dealt here in the eco from DRX.
Yeah. Jing just walking on up, trying to plant in their face, saying, okay, I've got some support from my teammates, but, you know, enough classic fire in through onto him, and it is able to trade some kills back. Something, the one that is holding onto the handle in this case. Ooh, that shot was pretty dirty. And gets the job done here. Does Divide a couple of Sheriff kills at the end. And they're able to hold on to that Vandal, as you mentioned. Seen a lot of bonus rounds converted on so far today from both sides. Paper X and DRX getting those.
Buzz faking forward into the 0 point. Sees these nano swarms flying through. Paper X not liking the lack of info, it would seem. They're going to rotate out.
Bot coming back.
And with this rotation, they are gambling well. Orb now set up here in mid.
Hi, bot.
As they start working their way across in towards B. All comes back up, and it is only Foxy 9 on this side of the map. I believe Alarm Bot already cleared out, too.
It doesn't have much utility set up here. Outside of a nanoswarm on the spike plants.
Bomb grenade out.
Shots flying. DRX starting to work their way around towards this side of the map again. Something up on top of yellow. And it's going to be the Vi who's actually able to find the first one, peeking out behind yellow. Gets rid of flashback. And that's going to be a solid start here. You're talking about bonus conversions. Paper X, they want it.
Toxins going up.
Going forward. Flash goes out. Buzz not getting caught by that one, but as he continues to swing out, they're just getting gunned down. Push out of the smoke. Foxy able to find two, but that is about it. Paper X start things off 3-0 here on Icebox.
Yeah, what you mentioned before is really the big difference maker. The fact that, okay, no alarm bot, turret was shut down in mid very early on. The push was going on to A early on, but DRX heavily committed to that A site. They had 4 people on that site, and it's only the Killjoy over on B with not a lot of utility to spot this push coming. So they get in, they get the plants, and that just allows them to set up a firing range that, yes, they don't have the firepower, but they have the positional advantage. And you see people trying to charge through toxic screen, just trying to follow up and trade kills back. But yeah, essentially Paper X is able to get a free plant and just set up from there.
Flashback. Watching. We'll go ahead and make some noises. I mean, everybody, again, here from DRX starting to rotate over towards A. But once again, it's Paper X situated at B.
Oh, boy.
As soon as they evacuate, Paper X just go ahead and creep their way back through.
Well, they're getting the reads on these pushes. I mean, the timings of these are... DRX is not figuring it out. Although at this point, maybe after this round, they'll get a sense. Not a round that DRX should have a big chance to take down with mostly just sheriffs. And now, once again, Paper X situated in a great spot outside of yellow.
Push forward, Buzz now dashing up. Finds a headshot. Going to be taking down something, dropping into the fragment down to 50, but quite steady that aim. Mako able to find one. Devi returning fire, looking decent here, and he'll be the closer. The 3 kills. Decent damage dealt here by the side of DRX, but still no closer to finding a round win. 4-0 start. Paper X looking very much reinvigorated after the loss on Haven. And with the timer stopped, I suspect it's a timeout call. But we'll wait and see.
We have had multiple different types of delays today. But yeah, just, you know, sheriffs had to charge in there. Buzz hit a really sick shot at the beginning of that one, but it didn't quite matter by the end of it all. Once you've got 5 guys lined up against each other in that one corner, the Vandals will win out in the end. So timeout DRX here after 4 rounds in a row going the way of Paper X. And yeah, a couple of unfortunate ones. I think if you're terming, you can say, okay, well, guys, we're not really getting the reads on these rotations. We really need to be a bit better at that. Otherwise, you know, we lost the pistol and then the second round. So we're not out of this yet by any means. Paper X, certainly a couple of solid plants on the B side that DRX was just not ready for.
See what the adjustment looks like. Will be another buy round coming here for DRX. Trying to get themselves situated with a round win. Already given up this much. Going to be a pain point for them. Again, you know, we didn't have that much information on DRX with Icebox coming into this stage because the Zeta game,
yeah,
bit of an anomaly. Hard to judge when your defense and attack win percentage is 100.
Yeah, it's one of the anomalies. It's a bit of you just kind of going crazy, Buzz going crazy, but also the enemy team not really having a chance and getting very far behind. Paper X
does have that op. Curious what has spurred on this device sniper arc that we've gotten, but I have been loving watching it.
Well, he's good at it.
Oh, well, they're both going to go wide. They're both terrible.
I immediately cursed him. He's just not doing it.
Push here. Flashback on able to find that first kill, and Buzz taken out by Mind Freak. And already the wheels have come off in this round. Bane pushing forward. He's able to put Forsaken down on the floor, but he is absolutely resible. Being brought back into the fold, and Mako now left on his lonesome. Wow, 2 very snappy shots.
Wow.
Cannot find more off the back of that one. Devi puts the op to use, and it's 5-0. Shades of split once again.
Yeah, it looks very similar. It feels very similar, too. I mean, Mako was kind of crazy with his 2 headshots. I do want to see that again, but it was still just a crazy push. And now watch this movement. It's just like, what are you gonna do? Like he's trying to shoot the guy who's just doing figure 8s in the sky. Like, of course he's gonna be very distracted.
Taps from okay.
The taps from Mako.
They're just gorgeous.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Okay, that's why. There's the sniper arc.
Finds another one. Just a classic for Buzz. One away from having that ult online, but he's not going to find it from Mind Freak. He'll find it in death instead. So now it's a Stinger and 2 Sheriffs. See if they can deal any kind of damage here against Paper X. Otherwise, looking like a flawless round. It's Devi very much cognizant of this flank.
Yeah.
Shuts down flashback, and they say, okay, you know what? Let's just fake out for a brief little moment. No, let's come back into A. Foxy and Bane taking some forward space. Not hearing anything, and they're about to walk into the spider's web. Shots flying their direction. Up over the top is something. Foxy goes unscouted for a brief little moment. He's able to find a singular kill. But 6-0 now for Paper X. This is looking very, very bad.
Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, DRX, they do have 5 ultimate abilities online, and powerful ones at that, so maybe take a look. Very nice peek here from Devi. Takes out Mako early, and then, you know, Buzz, he's just trying to take a risk. He has a classic in hand, so he's never going to win that fight, and eventually, you know, just some short words there and preparing for the next rounds.
They're by 5 ultimates in the pockets of DRX with flashback positioned quite far forward. But, I mean, this is a triple stack over here at B. If Paper X decide to just pack it up and go back towards A, then finding value from here is going to prove to be even more difficult. Creep up starting to come through. One going to be spotted. Flashback able to find the first kill. Has to go for the res. But speaking of reses, there's Jang bringing something back into the fray. And the op shot does not connect. Mako lurking, finding one. Then is taken out. Jang gets himself a 3rd kill. Buzz now hounded down as Mind Freak on that full flank. They are just picking them apart. Piece by piece, and Foxy, I'm certain he was spotted by Mind Freak. He's going to try to hold on to this weapon.
Yeah, I mean, what can you say? It does feel like they are being picked apart. I mean, you watch through the eyes of Buzz as they're just peeking multiple corners at the same time, and Buzz, he wants to hold one angle, but it just gets too hectic. He's trying to cover a lot of different angles. He's trying to shoot into multiple people with an operator. It's just not going to... It's not going to feel good. Very frustrating round for him as eventually...
Mind Freak's about to have an angle on it.
Yeah. Well.
Oh, boy. Can he dig himself out of this situation? Something the first one to clash. He's waiting for this push. There it is, but something just... Oh, he just holds on to it. Strafes out a little bit wider than you always anticipate. Comes up with the kill. Nothing held over. Is DRX. This icebox not going their way. This series very much getting out of their hands.
Yeah, you see the res v res battle.
I jump.
And it's gonna go the way of Paper X. And yeah, the other person that was there was Buzz, and he couldn't really shoot into anyone. He couldn't find any good angle for himself. Every time he moved away, somebody peeked out of the angle he was just covering.
Knives now pop. Buzz on a walkabout down here out of 2 with the flash. Excellent, absolutely everybody, but now the shooting range opened up, but instantly kills, reply, knives, gone, something. The headshot connecting. Up over the top, the Bulldog putting some damage down, but Forsaken swings up against the wall, finds the 3rd final kill for himself. 8-0 from PRX.
8-0. And, you know, DRX have some of these ultimate abilities that require you to kind of get in position to use. I mean, sure Mako can drop down a pit somewhere from the defensive side, but the call is not to utilize the ult, it's to come out here and challenge in mid. He's got the Blade Storm, and just the resets were just so dominating, and then the spray through the smoke, seeing him right before that cloudburst goes down, and a second timeout here, after one of them after 4-0, the next of them after 8-0.
Paper X ni boss.
What do you do from here?
Sekarang ada analisnya nih. Paper X.
Trying to recover this half.
Kalau selama ini kan cuma Coach Alex doang.
4 rounds at best for themselves.
Last.
Right now, DRX very much getting outdone. Seemed, you know, a lot of it probably having to do with the veterancy of the IGL. Mako very much new to pick this one up. And the early rounds, the rotations, calls coming through, gambling on the wrong side of the map. And it ends up biting them because being in a retake position compared to being on the site, ready to take the fight, a lot more difficult. Still 3 ultimates here available to DRX. With the lockdown, I mean, the Vi has just not had to use it. He's 12-2-0 at the moment. He's had this thing for an eternity, but there's been very little resistance. So he feels like it would be overkill to go ahead and commit that into the rounds.
Yeah, I mean, at a certain point, you don't need abilities if you just shoot them.
Yeah.
you just snipe them down, and that's good enough.
I mean, at this point, if Devi, with the way that these rounds have been going, if he had used the lockdown, I think he would be tried in the hop. That's just, you can't do that.
Yeah. Well, here comes something.
And there goes Mako. Foxy does manage to intercept, finding Forsaken. Zone lockdown prepped and ready. Will be used, but first on the trigger here is Devi, finally committing that into the round. Is everybody just getting zoned back away? Actually, destruction coming through. Obtains, but not really any space bought here for DRX. Tuck back with the op for now, and they get the spot out on the Bane.
Crowd liked that one.
Slowed down. 4v4. Smoke here, back yellow. Something just poking and prodding. No command now coming through. Swing out of the smoke. The double face. They're going to be rewarded with some kills now. It's all down to Mind Freak. Spike now planted for him. Foxy clean with a shot. And that's going to be DRX getting themselves on board after committing the second time out.
Yeah.
There's a long road back. They want to get themselves in a position to try to win out this map.
Yeah, it's good for them that they get the 1 round. I mean, take a look at this. Starts with Foxy 9, delays the push, gets the cutoff on a Forsaken, and then eventually, you know, pushing yellow all together as a team. Foxy 9 gets that long shot. And I'm sure, you know, I didn't want to say anything, but it would have been insane if DRX 13-0'd and then got 0-13'd. But it's not going to happen this time. So DRX will avoid that fate, which would be pretty awful for their sake. And they will at least get the 1 round for now. And we'll see if they can build something off of this and make this a competitive map.
Buzz up over the top, sees the peek out, sends the shot, not going to get the connection. Turns in, finds himself. Kill there on a Forsaken. Smoke sent over on the pipes. Flashback, just staying tucked here for the moment. As the kill on the Forsaken slows things down, grinding them to a halt.
Here.
Little jump peek. Take note of Mind Freak. Nano into the corner. Pushes Flashback away. It's a decent little bit of damage in. As Buzz trying to go for the flick. Something. The wrist breaker again. Just dashing forward. Does get taken down. Bane able to note him. Finds that kill. Smoke now dissipating. Devi seen. Continuing the challenge forward. Shorty and Hammer. Devi actually comes with a kill. Jake swinging around the backhand of sight. Finds Buzz and Foxy 9. It starts with a kill on a Forsaken, but it completely gets out of hand for DRX.
Yeah. That swing around the left side from Jing just absolutely tears down the defenses of DRX. And Mako, he was the one who paid it over at B. And Paper X were like, okay, challenge accepted. We'll just attack one site. And that's all they needed.
Mako set with an impossible task. Wall will break down. Time is certainly not on his side as he actually try to play for this one. Here's the rope. Devi.
Nice.
Knows him, but Devi just line it up a little bit faster. Paper X not allowing for DRX to get 2 rounds. They're up together. They shut them down, now 9-1.
Yeah, the economy for DRX still in the gutter. You see it starts like this.
Oh my God.
Something just dancing. And yeah, the swing from Jing is really the one that I wanted to note because the timing of it is just perfect. Right as they're feeling the pressure from the opposite side, he pulls around the left and catches them just totally unawares.
Scrape together purchase here, 4 Vandals, and then a Stinger for Foxy 9. As, Divide just re-swings into Buzz. Flash out, flashback dead. Mako finds one, but there's the res. Suddenly, a 5v2, and still with the Stinger. Paper X not giving DRX any inch, any ounce of an opportunity to get back into these rounds.
I mean, the second it looks competitive, they just up the tempo. Had to take a little bit of time on that last A push, but this time they just send it into B. One flash and the job's done.
Bot coming back.
Alarm bot to try to check on that close plant spot. Nothing there. Divide just so ready for it. And Bane is looking to hold on to this Vandal. Mind Freak on the hunt for it, however.
What?
Pushing his way forward. Bane tucked back with so many angles to check. Looks back in towards main at the right timing. Does manage to find one. Stops it from being a flawless round. Granted, with a kill onto something already, it wouldn't have been. Now, I mean, he is just surrounded. Blood in the water. The Sharks looking to feast, but it seems like he will be allowed to stay alive.
Round before the switch.
DRX, an attempt to try to make it a 10-2 half.
Yeah, and that buy in the last round was already pushing it with the Stinger, but now they just have even less. And yeah, I mean, Devi's like, oh, okay, that's where you are. I'm just gonna go. And the rest of the team just follow up with a nice flash on in. Just a forward position there, out in that area. Forward screen from the side of DRX, and they just get absolutely rolled over.
See how dire things are coming into this last round of the half. I mean, glass cannon to 2 players. Already the force back. Flashback trying to play this position once again up on top of pipes. Swings out, puts some damage down onto something, but once again cannot confirm the kill. Pops the ultimate to try to get himself out to safety. Buzz in the meantime, covering fire, comes up with 3. Forsaken going to be bleeding out here on the floor. And now it is all on Devi.
Last player standing.
Uncle Sniper, 16-3-1. Trying to pull off one of the greatest clutches that we will have ever witnessed if he could make it happen. It just seems so damn impossible for him.
I mean, Buzz as Blade Star, I mean, there's 4 people looking exactly where Devi is going to come through.
Comes back, spots one, swings in, finds the shot. 40 seconds to play with. Spike out in front of him.
No way.
Alarm bot.
Alarm bot set up. Spike recovered. He's just
30
gonna go for a blind
left.
shot. Jumps out.
No!
Oh my God, Devi. Absolutely on one, but it is gonna be DRX getting themselves a 2nd round win at the end of the half. I mean, similar scenes to what we were witnessing with Talon versus RRQ. They were able to run it back quite a bit, but Paper X right now looking like an absolutely different beast.
Yeah, they definitely are. I mean, this is a very one-sided affair. We do see the attack and defense win rates. I mean, DRX 12-0 on attack. If you want to take that into account, they certainly did look very strong, and we do have more data compared to their defensive side here for this year. So maybe they do pull something together, as you mentioned. You know, we saw that they were able to pull together some rounds and come back from behind, even on Haven. So this is obviously a much more one-sided affair so far, but I wouldn't be surprised if DRX gets something going here on the attack.
I mean, it was on the attack where they started versus Zeta Division. That's where they were able to get that 12-0 start into the singular, pistol round victory to close out the map. But again, just very different teams.
30 seconds left.
And we are comparing here. The Vi continuing to just put up some crazy numbers.
18-4, yep.
Uncle Sniper is absolutely dominating here today.
Well, we'll see how he starts out this round because he has to get the turret and some armor. It looks like that is going to be the choice for him to use up all 800 of his crits. So the fans are still going crazy here before we do get into the second half.
Silence as the barriers drop. Mind Freak, very same position. Found a kill on the attack. Instead, we'll just go ahead and put a couple shots over on a Foxy 9. Heal use from Jing, just keeping everybody very much healthy. Paper X, though. Similar scenes, maybe expecting a bit of a pivot over towards B, or at least they just want to try to collapse down here in through mid, but it looks like they're just going to cut back across over towards screens. A flood retake very much possible for them. Third on the alarm bot, damage taken, flashback, knocked down to 40, Foxy 9 at 70, Buzz at 7. The odds stacked against them here at the moment. Their point getting the catch onto a couple different players. Popeyes going to be sent out with Divide, able to find the first kill. Forsaken getting involved as well. Now Mako taken down, and it is just an absolute slaughter. A flawless in the pistol.
Flawless.
Paper X 4-2 in that regard across the series. And now
Nice.
up 11-2 in this map.
Yeah. You mentioned the flood. They do let them plant, but I think a lot of things.
What kindness.
Yeah. Oh, you guys got the plant. Great. Yeah, I think just a lot of things. They're spotted on their way in. They're taking damage. Buzz on 7, and another player very low as well on like 60. And eventually, you know, one right click, they're just pushing through smoke, and they just come in so fast that eventually you just can't cover all your bases, especially as you're losing members. And
Wow.
you can see the coaching staff, they know now that
Happy
it's
Alex.
pretty much a done deal.
Well, looking like the force up here from DRX. Unsurprising given the circumstances. Down by 9. It's going to be Stingers across the board. A couple people assessing whether or not they're going to be taking armor into this one. And there's an outlaw on the opposite side. Buzz dropping down, spotted by Mind Freak. Jing up over the top. Oh, what? Single shot, single kill. Buzz instantly dropped. Body hits the floor, double rope across. Jing sneaking around the back here. Will get taken down. Bane able to find 1. Obviously, weapon upgrade not going to be obtainable.
Spike planted.
Smoke to hold him at bay for now. Tuck back behind the box. Like plant in, and playing into the Singers from this position can be difficult. As Bane finds another, but something gets the collapse. Bane and Flashback both going to be taken down. Now, 2 players left standing. Foxy has recovered a Guardian. Barrel spotted. He has to tuck back into something. He's trying to encroach on that position, trying to close things out, but Foxy gets him through the wall. Something dead now, it's all on the Divide. They're both so low, he's got a judge in hand. Tap onto the spike. The bite sent out. Some noise made. Drops back down. Seemingly Divide, realizing that this one is not going to be going their way. DRX will be able to fight back. The force bite paying off dividends for them. And they do manage to survive.
Well, that's one way to do it. You know, some of the more straightforward rounds, a little bit more difficult, but Team Stinger comes in here.
Payne's looking like Fallon out here.
I mean, a couple of crazy headshots, and this shot from Foxy, too. And then this one as well.
Keep using the Guardian.
Yeah, it's almost like he surprised himself. He's like, whoa, it's pretty good.
Well,
that it was.
It's not over yet. It's obviously DRX dropped that thrifty earlier to Paper X. It certainly can happen again. 25-1 now is Divide. 0 point. Spot him out. We'll just back away from green.
Flash.
For a second, I thought you were saying he had 25 kills and 1 death.
Oh, no.
Not quite that level, but still insane stuff.
Yarame.
Give it a little bit more pause. 25-1.
Yes. Here comes DRX right down the middle.
Full push up. Past tube, looking like maybe they want to still end up over at A as couple shots being sent over towards Forsaken. Sent to the pop flash. Connects onto him as well, though. He only gets a smattering of damage crawls on Mako and Bane. Now pushing their way forward here into A, but do they read that something is all the way up at lobby? Buzz in the meantime able to find 2 kills as Jing will answer back, taking down the Jet. And yes, looks like with the 0 point they have noted something's position. Slide across the rope, eat a little bit of damage. Drops down, flashback, smoke dissipates. Will take a little bit, but eventually is able to hold his ground, find that kill, and DRX will collect a 4th round win.
Yep. After getting the eco on the last one, I mean, not really an eco, they did buy up to a bunch of Stingers. After getting that round, they were able to, of course, go ahead and get enough money to full buy and then take this one down. Not much of a resistance from the side of Paper X put up here. Buzz did go down to Jing, but that was it. And so a very clean round on top of it all. And DRX, they got to begin their comeback now and make this an interesting map. And it looks like DRX are just going to go straight into A after some shenanigans, and there was a pretty heavy stack on B from the side of Paper X.
Slowing things down again, but look at Paper X. Just full sending it back over here towards A. Full weaponry to match.
Yeah.
This could be them getting themselves up to match point.
Kosa Bibang, yan nga tao.
Opening up with a couple pot shots, sending out that flash. Mind Freak able to find the first one as Buzz gets taken down. Things from here become all the more difficult. Splashback will also be eliminated. Taken forced out of his little cubby there. Taken down by Bane. Mako and Foxy takes back. The 2v2. Now just the 1v1. The KJs.
Last player standing.
To duke it out. 45 seconds remaining. Both tagged
Paano
up.
Killjoy lawan Killjoy?
Foxy at 70.
And Devi
He's creeping down mid.
Reading this, yeah.
He is getting such a strong read on this one. It's Foxy
30 seconds
cutting
left.
out across, out wide. But I believe they've missed each other, but the footsteps are still going to be heard. Devi perfectly aware of where he's trying to go. They're not yet available.
Hati-hati.
Foxy holding
Spice,
for the plan. None the
Nice.
wiser. Devi, absolutely godlike today. Gets Paper X up to 12.
Match point.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't get better than that. Killjoy versus Killjoy. Devi up against Foxy 9. The two guys that are actually on top of the standings right now for this map, and it was kind of a crazy
Match point. Ayo.
shot here from Mind Freak. It starts off very well for Paper X, but then eventually, you know, a kill apiece going the way of DRX, they are able to even it up and make it into this very fun 1v1.
Nice.
And Devi's having a good time. Nice little chuckle there at the end. He knows what he was able to do. Just fantastic read from him.
22-6-2. Absolutely incredible. And now something is looking to shut this down, end this series with a judge in hand. It was 13-4 on split. Paper X looking to make it the same scoreline as there's a swing out. Was snappy with a headshot. It does manage to take him down. It's a little bit of damage, but otherwise not too bad from him. Forsaken just sat here. Moving up within the poison orb. DRX sufficiently happy with that one kill. Now look to work their way back over towards the A site. They've had two players set up there, but Paper X again just having the read.
Yeah. They keep doing this, starting strong on B, but then rotating right on time for A. Down a member this time, though. Let's see how it goes.
He was trying to audio bait with that 0 point for the turret. Gives up his position. Buzz, in the meantime, able to find himself a second kill as Jing does fall. Plan coming through from Bane. Couple shots through the smoke across on the Devi. DRX in a good position to try to keep themselves hanging in there.
Toxins going up.
Looks like widely, yeah, Paper X going to make the call to go ahead and back away. They know that their economy is not in a solid spot. Foxy 9 wants to try to take some more weapons out of their hands, creeping his way up here in towards mid. Devi, a little bit more ready for it. Finds that kill, gets himself a 23rd in the map thus far. But DRX will be allowed to keep themselves alive in this series for now.
Yeah. Got to pick up a 5th round. It's not quite the blowout, as DRX definitely clawing a bunch of nice rounds their way. And boom goes the spike. There we go. As we will go on to round number 18. But yeah, is the momentum fully in their favor is really the question. Very nice kills from Buzz. He gets that and then this. It's kind of insane, and that's really what it comes down to in that round. So Knox will call a timeout.
And he will. He wants to go home, it would seem. Decides to just go ahead and call this one. Obviously, DRX already used theirs after round 8. So Alex with a quick intervention looks to try to put an end to all of this. Maybe even build up that post-timeout win percentage a little bit more.
I was like trying to read his lips and actions. Almost like he said you don't need to rotate as much as you are. Like you don't need to be as like proactive around the map. You don't need to do all these crazy movements. Obviously, that's just conjecture from me, but there has been a lot of movement from the side of Paper Rex, and it has worked at times, but also the pushes from DRX, they've really hunkered down and tried to make them as clean and crisp as possible. Maybe that's the last thing that Termi said to them, you know, once you make it to attack, just make sure you're really crossing your T's, dotting your I's, and you guys will have success. So far, it has worked out. It certainly helps that Buzz, you know, feels like the closer they get to losing, he just gets more and more powerful.
Still finds himself in a deficit. If he continues to have more entries like we just saw in the previous round, then maybe it is possible.
Flash.
All Paper X need is one singular round. Buzz faking on the Cloudburst updraft. Jing, however, in a very far forward position. Just Spectre in hand, but Defy again, the one to deliver the goods. Spots on the leg of pain, just continues to swing in. Defy will find it. Buzz eventually able to wallbang him out of there, but still significant damage dealt. One-man advantage available here to Paper X. They still have a null command. They can even go for the res if they really wanted to. Make it a full 5. And honestly, why the hell not?
I'd say, yeah, I mean, might as well, yeah.
And now that he's back into play, okay, nanoswarms have gotten cleared out. I was going to say he could pop them.
Spike planted.
Something in flashback, just waiting. Opposite sides here of this smoke.
Can't use that.
Warmbot forward. Sends out the next one. Now the null command coming through. He anticipates somebody to be here in this position. A couple shots ringing out and flashback. Tucks back away, rotates, but just gets spotted. Needs some damage there from Divide.
Nice.
Locked up to try to clear them out. Buzz putting some damage down onto something. We cannot find that kill. Forsaken. Delivers 2. Now it is all on Buzz. He's only able to find the KO. The defuse comes in, and Paper Rex off the back of the timeout and bring this series to a conclusion. 5-2 all-time over DRX. 4 wins in a row within VCT. Paper Rex continue to assert their dominance here over DRX.
Yes, they are the better team for those matches, and today they were absolutely the better team. We did see Haven once again, DRX bringing it to a 3rd map. And you see a cheeky grin on the side of Foxy9, as it looks like not as happy as Bean and the rest of his teammates. But, you know, it's a tough loss for DRX. I think that Paper X, though, they were really on something today, like something with crazy movement, and Divide just insane trades, like on every gun in the game. You can pretty much do it with anything, and yeah, he was my choice for MVP, not a big surprise. I think that Paper X looking stronger than ever. DRX, nice fight, but Paper X were the better team today.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the Devi MVP nomination has to be fairly unanimous. The guy was just, he was just on a different plane here today.
Yeah.
I mean, he's always so damn good, but this was something different. Leaned into the sniping a hell of a lot more than we've seen in the past. This one, he was constantly keeping, you know, the outlaw in his hands, and he was putting up fantastic numbers with it. So, I think it would be a bit of a shock if he doesn't come away with that one, but congratulations over to Paper Rex. We'll now pass things back over to the analyst desk to break down the action from today.
Thank you, Achilleos and Valdez. Paper Rex continues to be undefeated as far as it goes with DRX. They are thwarted once more and in a very convincing fashion.
Yeah, I mean, coming back to Icebox, you see Paper Rex almost making it seem like they might just sweep it through in the very beginning of this map. And it's a combination of a lot of things, right? It's individuals just performing better. It's movement like this, where something he's now using his insane mechanics to actually play for the team and create space for the team rather than just creating space for himself like he sometimes did in the very beginning when he joined. I mean, this is an evolution, pretty consistent evolution of Paper X, which I think should give a lot of hope to the PRX fans.
It's like very interesting jet tech that we don't see too often. He's like updrafting and then dashing backwards into his team where it sets up the big firefight, and it's a little bit unfortunate for DRX. I mean, that said, they weren't just completely washed over, right? At times it just was that Paper X complete bulldozer of a push. You know, you would have to vie with an operator covering a lot of different angles, and I think that's ultimately the thing that put Paper X on top of DRX. But still, when DRX are actually holding some like off angles, crossfires being set up, they still have the mechanics to win out in some of these huge gunfights. I mean, we saw those Guardian shots that Buzz was throwing out against them, but ultimately, Paper Rex, they have shown the improvement. This is a huge step up from like Master Shanghai. They're playing a lot cleaner, a lot better post plants, a lot more teamwork.
Yeah, I would say that the discipline is continuing from last week, right? Very different styles, very different opponents, but I would say that the consistency is starting to build upon itself. Meanwhile, for DRX, I think that's exactly what we're still missing from this younger, newer roster. Consistency, a little bit more calmness. We're seeing them not use utility when they had him, right? Not using ultimates when it clearly would have given them the advantage. So something about the comms, right? Kind of losing track of things, which is obviously, unfortunately, what DRX used to be known for, was being very, very thorough.
That's the craziest thing. It's like a whole new era. Like DRX in the past, they were known for their set plays. That was what DRX was all about, is that breach jet combo, stuff like that. Now this is a whole new different look, and you know, the trades sometimes it's just not quite there, especially against a team like Paper Rex.
Actually, I have no doubt that DRX, being DRX, with Termi still there, they will refine much faster than how Paper Rex has been doing. But to you guys were saying, I think even before Shanghai, like yes, the Master Shanghai Icebox performance was a lot to be desired, but if we're looking at the first time they played this comp on Icebox in stage 1 versus now, there's so much improvement already, and I think there is no agent change on it at all. Right now, they seem to be just fine-tuning and perfecting everything at this point, and they've widened their map pool, so this is a very promising future for Paper Rex.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, how we could count on our just one hand last year how many times Paper Rex would pause to set up and execute. Yeah, probably.
Sorry, I thought I was going to say map pool.
Well, that was also much less. But now we're seeing them purposely do it, even if they don't need to, right? They're starting to think about macro conditioning, et cetera, et cetera. So again, was it perfect? Definitely not on Haven, but overall, I think today's performance continues to build upon the improvements we've been seeing. And for DRX, one thing I want to point out is that we're seeing this trend, whether it's Genji, whether it's Paper X, even Heretics out in EMEA, is that Valorant has been trending much more towards a trade-based, macro play style, right? You have to be able to trade to keep control of space. You can't just do it off of util anymore. This DRX squad, both the coaching staff and the new players, I think it's taking a lot for them to get used to this.
I think they definitely recognize it, though, at the very least, and that's why we have this specific composition. We are always seeing a consistent clove, just that, the abilities aren't quite there yet, and they're still trying to figure that out. But at times, you do see glimpses of that possibility. They are holding some of these off angles and the crossfires, like I mentioned before.
Holy, 344 ACS on the Killjoy? For Devi, I mean, the opping definitely helps, right? 25 and 7 KD, and it's great to see him opping again. He was always such a great opper. It's just that something comes in. You're in the Jet meta last year. Obviously, he shines very well on it. But I like that. I like that they can now say, okay, Devi can op actually, and that gives us a lot more room to work with the actual execute, because he's basically shutting down the rest of the map with that singular weapon or whatever weapon's in his hand. So again, really working to the strengths of the players on this roster.
Yeah, the players. That's the biggest thing. Because although the MVP on this map was, without a doubt, Devi, it was tough to kind of really pick an overall MVP. I feel like everyone stepped up a little bit. Something has been consistently improving. Jing on that ISO was pretty fun to watch, but Mindfreak was being really strong and useful in some of these clutches as well, and not to mention Forsaken Yoru being back in play. I think the biggest thing was just, if this was really like, a Devi, David IGLing and calling, then that's really the biggest thing, because this entire map is not just the trades or the firefights, it's also the calls, the strats, the mental conditioning that comes into play. There were rounds where they would intentionally repeat the same strat just so that DRX would try to find a counter to it, and then Paper X counters that counter.
I will say the only change I don't like about Paper X is I think we were all expecting double desk slams, and then we actually saw none. Now that there's two people in the booth.
It's like they get canceled out.
Yeah, that was unfortunate.
That was.
I want to see Alex stand up for himself and keep his character no matter who is sitting next to him, That's what I want to see. You don't need to adjust whoever is next to you.
Or
I just want Coach Alex to know that.
Bulb one-ups Alex and slams the desk even harder.
There you go. That's an option.
Sidekicks the desk. Pure Taekwondo style. Okay, we're looking at the standings now, and because as a result of this very matchup. PaperX is on the top of the standings. I assume this is because of the head-to-head, despite their match tie here. So both of these teams going to playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, the round differential also, just with how dominant they've been. So very, very big move for PaperX. I mean, winning this head-to-head was very important just because DRX was already leading with a 6-0 scoreline. We all assumed PaperX was going to make it, but now you have a lot more breathing room to work with the patch, right? Really build towards champions, really kind of thinking big picture on how do we wrap up playoffs and then all the way keep momentum to Champions Soul.
Yeah, thinking about champions. That's the big game, right? And that's the first L that DRX takes in this entire league play for the year. But apart from that, on the standings, I don't know if you guys noticed, Talon's not number 3. Talon is number 3, sitting with 5 wins. So everyone's thinking about the long game.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, all these coaches that we've been interviewing here, they've been talking about it, and clearly they've been showing up with the plans coming into fruition there. And hopefully not too many white hairs grown in the process of it. But I mean, you guys were talking about Alex's desk earlier, and there's just no more molding, and it's like he needed to talk it out with someone, and like maybe that's all he needed. A little Bulbasaur.
Is that what we want, though?
Yeah, is that what the people want? Is this the character development we were all really wishing for in VCT
Like, what's
Pacific?
going to happen to the Alex Desk Twitter account? Like,
oh my gosh, we just put someone out of a job.
Right?
They don't have a social media account anymore.
Right? Like,
oh my gosh, what's going to happen?
I don't know. Maybe, don't you guys want to see a happy Alex?
What?
It might be.
Whoa. We never implied that he wasn't happy. Maybe the slamming the desk keeps him happy. You never know.
Think about, like, you could do a montage of all the old moments that happened, like the bottle, or he almost slammed it and he's like,
or
like when he
true,
actually kicked it and the PC crashed or something.
I will say it was very amusing back when they were, showcasing, introducing bows and whatnot, but Alex's death slam is actually really good. Like, you can hear the noise is very different from Bove going for it. Yeah, he's very experienced. You could tell.
Yeah.
And Bove didn't quite know how to slam the desk.
He hasn't felt that pain in his soul yet. It needs to come from within. Your heart needs to be broken.
You need to really feel it.
You need to feel the pain of coming so close, and then your team just doing PaperX things and then getting runner-up. Oh, the pain. But I don't know. They're looking really good right now, and maybe that era is over for PaperX. Davai was our MVP for today, but the whole team did great today. So we do have Jen on standby for interview with someone from PaperX.
A well-deserved win for PaperX. Joining me on stage will be Davai. Now, congratulations, Davai.
Thank you.
On your 1,000 Pacific kills. That includes the knife kill you had, and the operator kill you have, and many other kills you had. So, what does it mean to you? 1,000 kills.
I mean, it's great, means you are doing, I don't know if 1,000 kills means, I guess you're doing well.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, props to myself and the team for making it possible.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe aiming for 2,000 soon.
2,000 soon. In like
not so soon lah.
Okay.
Maybe one more year. Maybe.
Yeah. All right. Well, now you face this iteration of DRX for the first time today. How would you compare them? Compared to the old version of DRX.
I think this roster is not as passive as it seems. I think more aggressive, maybe because of new players, new talent. They're hungry for kills. Yeah. I would say different system compared to the old DRX. Yeah.
So compared to the execute heavy DRX that we had in the past, and with the aggressive kind of young blood in DRX, which version of DRX was harder for you to face?
To be honest, I would say, just in general, I think the old DRX, like with the on Haven, like with the bridge and the Sova and the post run up from hell, So I think in terms of like utility wise, I would say that comp.
Yeah, it's just a lot to think about when you're hitting a site, right? Now let's talk about ISO on Haven, because I knew you guys would pick it up. We all had a feeling that you guys would be the first one to, pick it up and try it straight away. But what's it like to have an ISO on your team? How does it play out?
I would say it's good because at the moment with the current patch, ISO I would say is a very OP character. If you sharpshooter like Jing, so I think he's a very good agent to pick at the moment. But after the nerf,
the nerf.
It looks okay. I think.
Okay.
I mean, you won't have the second shield, and the shield only lasts for like 12 seconds. I guess it's still okay, but not the best. But against an Opper, yeah, still okay.
Yeah.
And the ulti is still good. You can technically active the shield as well, and I would say not bad.
Okay. What about counters to ISO? Because like I really want to know. 'Cause I hate ISOs on the other team. How would you counter ISO?
To be fair, maybe without the ulti, I guess you play with the mollies. I guess. I mean, if you step on one of the mollies, then the shield will break, right? And in terms of ultis, I guess you gotta break the shield before he picks you, and maybe some shorties, you know.
Okay.
So,
That's like the hardest part though, breaking the shield.
Maybe we just hide behind the shield, so I guess you gotta be good at aiming. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you do some swing.
You just shoot better. That's how you counter ISO. But on Haven as well, let's talk about what DRX pulled out. Clove and Omen double controller. What was it like going up against that comp?
Oh, technically, I would say they kind of like did very well against us. Kind of like caught us off guard with the com and the way how they play. I thought they're just gonna be doing a little bit more passive, but on their defense, it doesn't look that way. I think Flashback was just pushing and punishing us, and I think they did a great job on that. And also on their post plan, I think it's kind of like impossible to retake if you don't have certain com like breach to isolate them, because they're just camping in the smoke, right? Yeah, with the clove and omen smokes. So yeah, I think maybe we gotta, if we play this com again against this com, maybe we gotta cook something else, you know. So yeah.
I'm learning a lot, so I'm taking down notes right now. But thank you, Davai, for your insight, for the interview as well. Congratulations once again.
Pertandingan VCT hari ini telah selesai.
Long day, so
thank you buat teman-teman semua yang udah nemenin gua. Nanti kita
lanjut all we have for today. But
live
make sure you
reaction
come
Euro
back
ya guys ya.
I got 2 good
Turki
reasons
lawan
for me because it's my birthday tomorrow.
Seru nih guys
Can I get a happy birthday?
pertandingan Turki
Happy
lawan
birthday to you.
Thank you.
Sampai jumpa di pertandingan Turki lawan. Bye bye. I'll see you guys. Love you all.
Thank you. Another reason, because we have GE facing Bleed, and then we have a Japanese derby coming up after that matchup with DFM versus Zeta. So we'll see you